So if I said I had a right rear tyre, Sawyer, for every time you spent a minute in this thing, you'd have a few tyres, wouldn't you?
Yeah, there'd be a lot of right rears.
Is it hard work, or is it mind numbing? Is it hard to concentrate, or?
So like in the combine, if you're in the combine or say the planter tractor, it's more mind numbing than hard work.
Yep.
But now, like so earlier today, I was dumping trucks, and you're in and out, going back and forth on the highway. That's a little more physical work.
Yep.
Harvest is more, you got to put the hours in. I mean, like I said, running trucks is a little bit more hard work, physical work.
Yep.
But running the combine is just mentally taxing. You're staring at plants all day or a monitor and making sure you're on the right rows, slowly making corrections with the steering wheel. Not too physical, but still takes some work.
Yeah, and long hours, right? How long would you do this for in a shift?
Well, right now we're doing wet corn, and we don't have the capacity to dry corn very fast. So we'll probably only go, like we started around noon, and we might go to, I'd say 10 o'clock, so 10 hours.
Okay.
And we just can't go that fast when we're doing wet corn. It's running about 20% moisture right now.
Yep.
Ideally, you want it 15 to 17 to put straight in the bin.
Huh.
You know, once we get all the beans combined, we'll probably start on beans next week. And once we get all those combined and come back to corn, ideally it'll be dry, and that's when you start putting all the hours in and start knocking out. You might start it. We don't typically start early; we go later.
Yep.
So we might start at 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning, then we'll go until midnight or 2 o'clock.
Are there any similarities between this and running a sprint car at all?
I'm not sure. It's definitely a lot slower pace.
But you still need precision, right?
Yeah, you do have to be precise in your marks. I mean, you saw there just a second ago I got off and was leaning the corn over just a little bit, but so you got a few inch window here to get these plants inside the corn head. But right now we're going 3.5 mile an hour as opposed to 130 or whatever at Knoxville going into the corner. So a different pace, that's for sure.
Imagine what it's like for your grandpa to do this, though. You know, you imagine the forefathers of farming. You know, open tractor, right?
There's no doubt. I mean, we are way more efficient when we get done in the day.
Yeah.
But no doubt they work probably 10 times harder than we have to.
Yeah, I see.
Some of the stuff they had to do, like on land improvement, stuff like that, and they were spot on what they did.
Yep.
But it took them so much longer. So I mean, it's remarkable, but at the same time, we get a lot more done.
No GPS compared to, you know, you got it now. Back in the day, he was probably looking at the sun and looking at the, right?
You had to go home when it was dark out.
Yeah.
Either that, or even when you had no GPS and you had lights on, you had to go home once you got tired of staring at your line all day long.
Yeah. You couldn't get much more Iowa than farming corn and racing sprint cars, Sawyer. They both require a lot of hard work, right?
Yeah.
And there's probably a very non-glamorous part of both of them.
Yeah, really, I mean, sitting in the combine and picking corn all day, or running back and forth to the bin site to dump trucks, or even if you're planting corn in the spring, that's kind of the easy part of it. I mean, you just got to put the hours in. It's all the things in between that makes it kind of dirty work at the farm. Getting stuff maintained and serviced and ready for this long stint we're on now.
Did you just get passed by Skip Jackson?
Yeah. Skip Jackson, I'm going 3.5, so he must be going about 4.5 or 5 mile an hour.
Yeah, it's no what was going to say, crime to get passed by Skip Jackson, 2-time Knoxville track champion, right?
Oh yeah, he's good. I grew up watching him, so I know.
Yeah.
I know how well he got around Knoxville Raceway.
Why do you race sprint cars, Sawyer?
I mean, I love it. It's my drug or my natural, your natural high. I mean, going down the straightaway at Knoxville Raceway, or even hitting the bottom of Knoxville Raceway, that's where I'm in my happy place.
Yeah.
That's when everything else goes away and you're just focused on cutting good laps and being fast and at the same time having fun.
A little bit like being precise, like this happening right here.
Yes,
that's beautiful. And the corn coming through the sunset there. It's at the heart of your mum and dad too, right? Because they both love it as well.
Yep. I mean, essentially, if they wouldn't have had any interest in racing growing up, I mean, we wouldn't be racing. I mean, they're essentially what started it. You know, Dad grew up working on race cars, helping people in town that had race cars, traveling around with them. And then when, I don't know if you know Steve Brazil. So when Steve Brazil sold out, he bought, essentially that was the same year roughly that Rager turned 16. So he bought that out, and that's when Rager started racing. And it's all downhill from there.
Your family deal is a little old team. You don't have 5 chassis ready to roll and, you know, KKR or Tony Stewart Racing. No disrespect at all to them, because good luck to them. What's it like to pit on alongside those guys and know that's what you've got to chase?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I mean, you know, you're going up against a budget 10 times the amount that I have, but at the same time, you know, that one car I roll out, I'm confident in it. So I mean, it just depends on the night. I mean, how it goes, but I know I can run with them if I have a good night.
Yeah, and they got 2 feet and a heartbeat, so they'll make mistakes as well.
Yep.
Right. So not unlike you can both make mistakes.
Yep.
Someone's got to beat them, right?
Yep.
Might as well be you.
Yep. I've came close before in the 410 at least, but just haven't been able to finish it off.
What do you think that difference is? Is it that little 5%? Is that the difference?
I don't know. I mean, it could be 5% better on the car, 5% better on the motor, or 5% better on me as a driver. I mean, I'd say typically, I only race, say, 25 times a year, and mostly they're at Knoxville. So
yeah,
those guys get so much experience, you know, on different racetracks, and different, you know, bring that to Knoxville and make them race even better.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's an advantage to me to only race in Knoxville and know the ins and outs of how the track is going to be on a night, whereas they might be chasing it just because they haven't been there as many times throughout the year. But yeah, there's definitely advantages and disadvantages, to say the least.
What's it like being a dad, Sawyer?
Coolest thing I've ever experienced. We've been blessed with a very laid back and good sleeping baby. She just brings a smile to my face every day. Even this time of year, I probably only see her, you know, when she gets up in the morning before they go off to work, and I might catch her before bed. So I mean, that's tough, but at the same time, that a little bit I can see her throughout the day is special.
She loves the rumble seat too, right? Like she's keen to sit in here. And
she was sitting right where you're sitting the other day, and she was loving it. It was me. I was running the combine. She was in the buddy seat, and then my dad was in the grain cart with Rager's 2 boys. So it's kind of a cool moment there, having all 5 of us in the vehicles, knocking out some corn.
Do you remember doing that with your dad?
Oh yeah. Well, I started running the grain cart at kind of a young age. And really, when we first started, we didn't have a grain cart near that size. I mean, a lot of times we were just dumping straight into a semi.
Yep.
So it was a lot slower going. But yeah, eventually, we got an old red R wagon that I started on at a pretty young age. And now I run that. I run the combine a little bit, dump trucks, and whatever needs to be done to get the job done.
Tell me about yours and Kennedy's faith, mate, because I know that's at the heart of what you do as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I was the biggest believer. I didn't go to church like I should have before I met Kennedy, and she's definitely brought me closer in that aspect. Once I started hanging out around her, that's definitely something I should have been doing, in the first place.
Maybe God sent it to you.
There's that possibility. Ever since we started going to church at Celebrate in Knoxville, I really enjoyed it. This time of year it gets hard to make it every week, but hopefully I think we'll be there tomorrow morning. I guess next to the 6th. We might have to skip tomorrow, but that was actually one of the times during harvest we might have actually been able to make it since we're doing wet corn, but it's just part of it. We try and be punctual and be there every week, but sometimes stuff comes up and you can't make it.
Well, you got a blue sky cathedral as well, mate. Right, that open sky, and as long as you have that proximity, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's good to go to a building. Sometimes you just got that cathedral out there,
It's pretty peaceful out here. like say if you look around, I mean, you don't see one house barely. Otherwise, you're kind of down in this valley, and it's just you and your close friends or your family getting stuff done, trying to make a living.
Does racing scare you, Sawyer?
No, I mean not. You mean in a health aspect?
Yeah. Getting upside down big time, or fire, or anything?
Yeah, I'd say maybe a fire a little bit, but I don't know. There's part of me that thinks, just the amount of hits I've taken, say in football or wrestling,
Yep.
to maybe help prepare me for taking a hit in a race car.
Okay.
Maybe there's no truth to that at all, but I've taken some pretty wild rides. I've never been knocked out or anything, so I guess I don't know. So I think I take my safety serious enough between my butterbolt seat, and my sharp advantage seat insert, a good suit, good helmet, miles of ice. I'm as protected as I can be when I'm in the race car, at least.
Do you remember your first race and how you felt?
Nervous, to say the least. It was actually down at Bloomfield, just a 305 county fair race.
Yep.
Ended up, I was so slow. I came in and Sasha was like, "Are you gonna step on the throttle?" I mean, a lot of people, kids these days, at least, grew up racing karts or whatnot.
Yeah.
I had never, other than a four-wheeler, that's all.
Oh, really? You had no experience at all, other than a tractor? Yep.
Which I don't know that is qualified as experience.
Well, you made a pretty good left-hand turn then.
Yeah.
Do you have a mentor or a hero in racing?
Well, we just talked about it a minute ago. Daniel Osowski and Guy Fulbrook. I mean, between a driver and a crew chief, those are the two of the best you can get, especially at Knoxville Raceway. So I do my fair share of talking to them.
Yep.
They've helped me come a long way, that's for sure.